you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be testing out a bunch of new products and doing kind of a chit chat, get ready with me. It's been a while since I've done a tutorial style video and there has been a lot of changes lately, so I figured I would just sit down and do my makeup with you guys. So if you are interested in seeing this look and knowing what's going on, then just keep watching. Okay, so I just have my skincare on my face right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with my normal combination of primerizer and NARS Radiance Primer to start, and then I'll get into some new product. But we'll go ahead and get started with this. I'm almost at the end of this NARS, but I already have a backup because it's that good. Okay, so I guess the first big thing is, well, one, I apologize. I have just been so busy the past month at least. So I'm a little behind on filming videos, so I apologize for that. But things will be better and I'm going to be getting back on track because I just started a new job. So I actually quit my last job. Just wasn't for me, and it was kind of like super busy. I was working on weekends to try and get stuff done, and that's just not what I wanted. So I switched jobs. So now I am working in a retirement community and I just started, so I can't even really tell you how it's going. Next I'm gonna go in with the NYX the Marshmallow Primer. This is a newer product. I got it in the travel size just to try it. Because it's kind of a pricier product for NARS, or for NYX. So I didn't want to purchase the whole thing if I wasn't gonna like it, so I just got the travel size. It feels very hydrating, cooling almost, and I was not expecting that at all. It smells good. It's blending out really easily. I don't know that it's blurring anything. But we'll see how things layer on top of it. But it's blending out. I thought it was gonna be a little more pore filling, silicone-y, and it's not. So I'm kind of surprised by that. So we'll see how things layer on top of it. But yeah, so I got a new job, so that is very exciting. I'm looking forward to having a little bit more like a life and free time. And so yeah, very excited about that. For foundation today, I am mixing a whole bunch of different foundations because I'm a weird shade and I have a few that I'm just trying to use up, so I'm just kind of throwing them into my little concoction here. And this looks like it's going to be a little bit dark, but we're just going to go with it because the foundation that I put in here that's a little bit lighter is running low, so my color is a little bit off. It actually looks pretty good. Yeah, okay, we'll go with it. But yeah, so that is my big news. But last weekend I actually got to do something very exciting and got to do somebody's nails, hair, and makeup for their wedding, which is the first time I've ever done something like that, but I think it went pretty well. And so yeah, that was exciting. Definitely different to like do somebody else's makeup. Like I can just like zip through things when I'm doing it on myself, but like, and also with COVID, it's like I don't want to be all up breathing in somebody's space, but you kind of have to be, so, but she's family now, so it's fine. But yeah, so that was exciting, and I think she's gonna be she's a very good person to do makeup on because she just like sits still and she'll just kind of like let you do whatever you want to do look wise. Obviously for the wedding I tried to do what she wanted, but she's like, yeah, let's do something dramatic next time, because she like barely wears makeup, so I kind of want to do like a full glam look on her and do like the complete transformation. Not that I think she's gonna like wear it anywhere or anything, but it's just fun to see like the power of makeup, especially on like people that don't normally wear makeup. Okay, so this layered on top of that primer really well, but it's not doing anything for me. Like it didn't fill my pores. With a name like Marshmallow, I kind of expect you to do that, but yeah. So glad I went with the decision of getting the travel size instead of the full size. But yeah, whatever. Okay, next I'm going to be using a new product. This is the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape. So I saw this a couple of months ago, and I went on Tarte's website, couldn't find it. And I was like, what the heck? Like, is this? Oh, I saw it on QVC. And you could get like, it was a 2-pack of like ultra creamy and then regular. And I was like, is this like different or what's going on? But then it wasn't on Tarte's website, so I was very confused. So I skipped on it. Well, then they had the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and they had this on there as like a diamond exclusive, and I was like, I'm going to get that. So I went to the store and they had it, and so I was like, yes. So now I'm actually trying it for the first time. I mean, so far it's blending out great. I mean, Shape Tape is great, so we'll see. By the way, I have total like maskne like around my chin. I think it's probably a little bit stress related. I've had a lot of like changes and things going on over the last 2 weeks, but yeah, so just excuse that situation. Okay, well, this is blending out nicely. It definitely is giving me like more of a hydrated look than the normal Shape Tape does, so that's good. Okay, blended out good, good coverage. We'll keep using it. Okay, for my liquid blush, so I forgot to grab a liquid bronzer, but that's okay because I have powder bronzer. I grabbed the Wander Beauty that I got in last month's BoxyCharm. And I'm just gonna put this on. I have used this. It's a very cute color. It's like a universal shade. But yeah, it's just like a true pink. Just give us a little flush of color before we go in with our powders. Good one. Okay, and then for my translucent setting powder, I'm going to use the One Size powder. This is Patrick Starr's brand. I have used this before and I do really like it. I did just get the like travel size of it to test it out and I'm really liking it. I don't know if it's gonna replace my Peach Perfect or not, but I do really like this one. So if you're in the market for a new translucent setting powder, this is a good one if you want to test it out. It does have a travel size, so you don't have to invest in the big guy if you just want to try it out. But it sets things down very nicely. Okay, and then for face powder, I'm just going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder and just set down the rest of my face with that. And then I want to take a look at how my foundation looks on top of that primer to see if it looks any better now that it's set down. And not really. I mean, you can still really see a lot of my pores. So, not really loving the marshmallow primer. Sorry, Nyx. I had high hopes for that one, but it's not doing it for me. Okay, one of the other things that I wanted to talk about is I finally got to go on my honeymoon last month. So I got married 2.5 years ago. And we didn't get to go on a honeymoon the year of our wedding because we had no vacation left. Because we got married in my home state, but it wasn't where we were living at the time. So just flying back and forth made it so I couldn't, like, we didn't have any vacation left over. So we were gonna go the next year. Well, the next year we ended up moving back, and so it got put on hold because, like, we had to buy another house and yeah. So then once we got settled here, we decided we were gonna go last March, and the 3 days before we were supposed to leave, they closed their borders, so we were unable to go. So we finally rescheduled it and we went to Aruba for a full week in February, and it was wonderful and just what we needed. Obviously things were still like closed down because of COVID. We had to wear masks everywhere and everything, but we were totally fine with that because we were so ready for vacation at that point. So it was a great vacation, very restful, did a lot of fun activities while we were there. So we were very glad to be able to get that accomplished. Okay, next I'm going to be, this is not a new product, but I just purchased it. It is Essence the Blush in the shade Befitting. So, go ahead and open it. So just kind of a good everyday blush. We'll just go ahead and put that on top of that Wander Beauty. If you are someone who wants to purchase blushes but you're on a budget, Essence, they don't have a lot of colors, but their blushes are so pigmented and they blend out and they're just good. And the compact, it's cheap packaging, but it's durable and it's small, and I definitely recommend. Okay, next for highlight, I'm going to go in to this e.l.f. duo. This is Pomegranate is the duo here. If I can open it, there we go. So that's what it looks like. It's a highlight and blush duo. The last time I used this highlight, which was the first time I used it, couldn't get a lot of payout, so, oh yeah. So if you go in with a little bit of a heavier hand, you'll get that color payoff. Yeah, that's what we were looking for. Okay. Since I don't have to put a mask on, we'll go ahead and do all these areas. I've been skipping those for like the last year because I have a mask on, so nobody sees them. All right, I'm just gonna go in with the fluffy brush and just kind of blend this a little bit. Get rid of those harsher lines. Okay, and then I'm gonna set with my NYX Dewy Setting Spray and push that all in with my Beauty Blender, and I'll let that dry and be right back. Okay, and then for my eyes today, I am going to be using the Taupes palette by Juvia's Place. I don't think I've used this on my channel yet, but I got it around Christmas time and it is just such a beautiful palette. This was my first Juvia's Place purchase. And I don't know what took me so long, honestly. Oh wait, no, I got the concealer. But other than that, that's it. But the eyeshadows, so good. And the brand is so affordable. It kind of like falls in line with like Morphe pricing, but so good. If you are looking for eyeshadow palettes, and they just have like really good color stories for their eyeshadow palettes. You know, a lot of times when you get a palette, there's a lot of colors that you won't use. I have used every color in this palette. Here, let me show you what it looks like. So it's just such a good everyday palette, but then you can like jazz things up a little bit. And I just love it. Definitely recommend this one if you are looking for like, it's not super cool toned, it's kind of more neutral, but like neutral to cool toned palette. And I will say the colors appear darker in the pan than what you put them on as, but you can build them up to be dark like they are in the pan. So don't be intimidated if you see it and you're like, whoa, that's dark. It's really buildable. But, okay, what else is going on? Oh, I got 2 new ear piercings right here. I guess now my former coworkers were like, let's go get our ears pierced. And I was like, okay, I'm down. So I had wanted that for a while, and then they just kind of said it, and so we went like 2 weeks ago and just went and did it on our lunch break, and yeah, So that's still healing, but it's doing pretty good. It's been like 2 years since I've gotten a piercing. My last one is this like upper conch one right there. But yeah, so I'm just like reminding myself to take care of that. One thing that has been kind of inconvenient with it is when I'm working out, which I've been working out like a lot lately, which I'm quite proud of myself for staying on track with that. I just went for my first run outside this week, so that was exciting. But yeah, I have to wear like my big headphones, which for like certain things it's fine, but otherwise they kind of like slip off. So that's not awesome, but you know, it'll just be for a few weeks while that's healing, and then I'll be able to go back to like my earbud ones. Because they have like the wrap around the ear thing, and obviously that's like right where they are, so I don't want to be irritating it and like be sweating on it. So yeah, I'm just wearing my big headphones. Okay, so I just used a little bit of the shimmer in this palette right here. And then I'm gonna go in with this liquid shimmer from e.l.f. in Flirty Birdie. So this is supposed to be like a dupe for the Stila Magnificent Metal Shadows, but I haven't really used this one, so oh yeah. It's definitely very similar to the Stila ones. So it has like a shimmer color, but then it has like glitter on top of it. So, okay, it's kind of taking a second to dry though. All right, so I'm just gonna let that dry for a second, but I'm gonna do underneath my eye just with the lightest shade in the Juvia's palette. Juvia's Place palette. So yeah, now that I'm gonna have a lot more time, I think, I am planning to stay on track with my workouts, which I've been doing a really good job. So stay on track with my workouts, and like the weather is starting to get nice here again. So it's like doing things outdoors, activity wise, like riding bikes, hopefully soon. That will be very exciting. For liner, I'm doing the KVD Tattoo Studio liner on top. I plan to read more books. I actually just ordered a new book that should be here this week. And I actually read a book while I was on vacation. It was If You Tell. And it was crazy. It was like based off a true story. Just about like abuse and everything. So all my like social worker friends out there would probably like it. But yeah, just like craziness, and like, I mean, it's true, like that stuff happens. So very good book though, if you're looking for a book like that. Sorry, I'm trying to not mess up my liner. But another thing I'm super excited to get back on track with is painting my house. So like the room that I'm in right now is just like a little like nook off of our bedroom. And I like painted and decorated this like last year, really like a year ago, but our bedroom is not painted. So they're two different colors and it really needs to get done. So I'm excited to get back on track with that. I'm also, the trim in our house is like off-white, which was fine with the colors that they had before because they had a lot of like traditional colors like tans, browns, greens, like that type of stuff. So it went really well with it. For my brows, I'm just using NYX Micro Brow Pencil, my favorite brow pencil. But yeah, when you were like updating everything to like grays and blues, and when you put that next to off-white, it just looks like dingy, dirty, gross. So yeah, I'm excited to, I mean, I'm not excited to do it. I'm excited to have it be done though, because everything's just gonna look so much brighter and crisper, and I'm ready for it. So it'll be nice because with spring, I'll be able to just open up the windows and let it air out as well. And then obviously as I'm going, I'll be able to like deep clean everything as I go. So get my spring cleaning, air out, and painting done at the same time, which will be nice. Okay, I figured I'd just fast forward through that because my brows desperately need to be tinted and waxed, so we do not need to zoom in on those and draw more attention to them. Okay, Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, of course, for setting the brows down. Okay, and then let's go ahead and do our top lash mascara. Oh man, I just used the finger that I went with the, oh, I just got glitter all over my eyebrow. Okay, anyway, now we really don't need to draw attention to them, but we just did. Oh yeah, it's like set in there now with the clear brow gel, so that's lovely. Okay, for mascara, I am going to be using the new Maybelline Sky High Lash Sensational Mascara. You have probably seen this all over the place. People are loving it. I picked it up a couple weeks ago, stupidly, because I ended up doing lash extensions for vacation, so I couldn't use it. But I think all of them have fallen off now. Yeah, so we can use it. Okay, so this has one of those like spiky silicone applicators, which really the only other one of these that I like is on the Givenchy mascara, which is super bougie, but is what it is. Oh, it's off to a great start. Also, it's been like a hot minute since I've done mascara, because I had lash extensions. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Don't mind that big black dot right there. But it looks pretty good. Go ahead and do the other side. Okay, so this side looks a little more clumpy, which I'm not a fan of. But I feel like my lashes look pretty good. Just going back in with a light second coat. Okay, so it's not my favorite mascara, but I don't hate it. You know, and sometimes I feel like you have to use mascara a couple times to get through like excess product that sticks to the wand at first, and then you start to like really see what the product is like. So I will keep using that and we'll see how I feel in like a week or so. Okay, for lower lashes, I'm gonna go in with KVD Cake Pencil in the waterline. Okay, and then my regular MAC Giga Black on the lower lashes, of course. Okay, before we move on, I'm gonna go grab a Q-tip and get rid of that big blob of mascara, so I can take myself a little more seriously. Okay, for lips, you know I had to get this. This is the NYX Shine Loud Magic Maker in the shade, I have no idea what color this is. Like for real, what color are you? And I have no nails right now. Like, please excuse my nails. They are in rough shape. Okay, well, it's one of the nude shades. I don't even think it says underneath there, so that's unfortunate. It's this color, which is a little more pink than I expected it to be, but I think it'll go okay with this look. So let's go ahead and try it. There's a lot of product on there. Okay, so I'm not gonna use a liner or anything. Oh, it's very creamy. Okay, that applied very easily. And I actually don't hate the color. I feel like it looks a little bit louder on camera, but like in person, I don't hate it. Okay, so I guess now we just wait and then we do the gloss. So I'll set my face down, Urban Decay All Nighter. You know that this will never change. Okay, this is getting very tacky. So I'm just trying to like keep my mouth open so that it doesn't like transfer from one side to the other. Oh yeah, like super tacky. So I guess I'll keep waiting. I might just come back on camera when it's dry. All right, you guys, it's dry. So let's go ahead and go in with the gloss. It dries way less tacky. So it's a little tacky, but not bad. And I think if I let it dry a little bit longer, it would go away completely. All right. A lot of gloss I put on there. I'm not a big gloss person, so I always like end up putting too much on because I put it on like it's lipstick instead of just like touching my lips together. But this is the finished product. Lips are very comfortable, I will say that. Pores are still quite emphasized. Not a fan of the marshmallow primer, but everything else I think looks really good. Performed really well. Highly pigmented products. The glitter is staying put on this side. We had that little mishap over here, but everything's like staying put, not like falling down onto my face. The lips look really good. I was a little nervous about the shade, but I think it's like a good everyday shade. I'm not quite sure what it is. I'll figure out what color I got and put it in the description box so you guys know if you like this shade. They were like out of stock for a while, so I ended up getting two colors. Got the purple as well, which is just like a grape shade. I just wanted to try something fun, so I got that as well, so you'll probably see that in another video. But I'm really liking this look. I think everything turned out really well, and I'm excited to keep using some of these new products and see how I like them in a couple of weeks. Thank you guys for watching. I'll have a lot more videos coming up soon, so stay tuned for those. And thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.